looks, and that allows them to take advantage of it, whether their opponents have the util to stop them or not.
Emily's back on that Jet, and really, I mean, very similar composition to what we saw previously. Zoe was on the Viper this time, rocking the Killjoy, but the rest of the way looking pretty good. Athena on that Astra, so we're going to see all sorts of stars. And then also worth mentioning, unlike Breeze, Dig is only opting for the Astra here. They don't have the Astra and the Omen, so they're much more comfortable in adding a little bit of additional firepower and having that Raze online to complement Emily's Phoenix. So compositions look pretty good. I think the one thing that we're looking for TSM, in my opinion, is keep up the pace of play, right? Keep up the aggression that you showed on Breeze, because it was very evident that Dig had a hard time handling that, navigating everything that was being thrown out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And oh, my mic was muted for a second. Not sure why, but yeah, here we go. We're starting right into it. On ASCENT, you know, actually, I haven't actually seen TSM play this map yet, so I'm definitely excited to see exactly what their approach is. As I mentioned, Dig, they very much like to fight for that B orb.
They do, but
look at the attack this time, though.
Yeah, and look at how Kath has already taken some presence away around the B orb. So they have excellent setup there. They also have a ton of Killjoy utility coming in through tree. So they've already made it very clear they're comfortable giving up the middle of the map because they're going to control the outsides. You see the hit that's going to be coming in through tree. Athena's already been tagged up pretty badly. And yeah, some of that Astra util is going to keep things at bay, at least for now. But the darts there, Emily's going full send with the Ghost as she takes care of Athena, and Dig try to continue to get onto the site. They do so successfully. The door is going to come down, and a little bit of damage as a parting gift.
That parting gift, I'm not sure I would be very happy about that one, but Dig Rain here on the flank, and it's just going to tuck back away. Such a nuisance. Beautifully played, but right now TSM, they feel like they have to force the issue, and Rain, she's playing this to perfection, delaying it, and the reflank is on the way.
Yeah, it is. Emily has to go big there. She drops. Kat's able to get that kill. So now they have a couple of members off site, right? But as far as utility goes, there's no shock dart. There's nothing that can help deny that post plant. So they're going to have to fight. You talked about the reflank. There it was. Rain's good for it. Choliana's good for the last two. Dig's good for the pistol.
Beautifully played here for Dignitas, and you saw Emily, man, just the no fear, getting in there, getting involved, and the drive-by happening off the back of that curveball. First of all, the value that Choliana got off that recon was amazing. The fact that she pinged 3 players towards that tree, the paint shells even to just do the splash damage and not allow TSM to really reaggress and take a favorable duel there. Dignitas really choked TSM out in that cat area, and Dig Rain again playing that round to perfection. I don't know why I keep calling Dig Rain Dig Rain, but maybe I'll make it a thing.
I think it sounds good. I think you've got something cooking. Dig have something cooking across the middle of the map. The Roomba was there. The Spectre from Stephanie was as well. As they've taken the middle, they've working their way towards B. Yeah, there are 2 members from the side of TSM who are there, but all they have is pistols. Or excuse me, it was just one. Either way, the outcome is the same. Dig have full control. Now it's on TSM to fight for the retake with nothing but classics. I want a Sheriff for Kath.
Can't forget the Sheriff. And yeah, at this point, TSM, they just want to get some frags. That's a good start.
But a better
finish.
Just a
cleanup, yeah.
Now, I mean, she was being somewhat of a nuisance there. And you're right, it was a great start. And a lot of it was, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but when you're retaking, especially on B, if you can come in from defender spawn and the middle of the map through market and divide some of the attention that the attackers are trying to apply to one area, it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. This is for all the marbles, the momentum coming into this half. TSM are gonna want to shut this one down from Dig. Again, the better buy coming through for TSM. Leah Panda definitely hears the KJ turret there. That's good splash damage.
And you see, because of that dart, right, because of that splash damage, look at how Emily rotated back towards B. They also have that Killjoy, that one right there, that alarm bot, that should give them a cue that the play's working up the middle of the map. They're also getting a ton of info from Kath, who's already peeking down A long to understand that nobody's leaning that way. So by deduction, you can understand the hit's likely coming towards B unless they flip it elsewhere. They don't have any visibility into tree, so there could be something cooking up there, and that's exactly where Stephanie's going.
Yeah, but the fact that Rain saw that push, saw Kath, and made her just get back a little bit is convincing Stephanie to take this tree area, and that's exactly what needed to happen. This coordination between Stephanie and Rain, it has to come through. The timing. Beautiful for Stephanie. And there it is, the trades coming out huge for Dig, and that's the A site gone.
And those are some of the most frustrating deaths where you're like, I did everything right. I looked away for 1 second, and that's exactly when they swing. Unfortunate. The spike does go down at the hands of Dig. Now for TSM, you still got a couple of members up, and you have rifles. Not a ton as far as utility goes, but there's a chance at this retake. But again, it's slightly disjointed, right? Like, now they're going to be able to funnel in some through tree. Keep an eye on Emily. She's at a great spot. Oh, but the turret's going to give her spot away. She has to back up as the spike continues to tick away. TSM still with the numbers advantage. As I say that, Zoe drops. Rain going in aggressively as well. An excellent post play and setup. A 3K for Rain and the third round for Dig.
Oh, man. Dignitas reacting just beautifully within this round. And it all came down to that A main aggression coming out from Kath. She got caught with her hand in the cookie jar there, and you saw on the minimap all the movements coming through. Because there were so many bodies towards the A main, the weak point of the map was absolutely the tree area. And although Stephanie, I mean, she had a lot of luck on her side, a little bit of RNG with that timing. Either way, that sort of real estate, the fact that she was in the position that she was and was able to capitalize off it, that's all due to the information that was communicated across to her. So beautiful stuff from Dignitas, controlling the pace, controlling the map, and TSM, they're going to try to contest this A main once again.
And the truth is, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right? Sometimes it's better for timing to go your way than anything else. For Dig, financially, they're sitting pretty. There is a judge in the hands of Zoe, but certainly not in a place to make any action happen with it yet. And you see, right, like the noise that they cause, particularly Sholiana and some of the attention that she drew there. Look at how Leah Panda has to respond. She was on B. You also saw Zoe peel off a bit to start to cheat towards A, thinking that's where the hit was. Beautiful manipulation of rotation by Dig.
Good seesawing here for sure. Zoe, this judge close range should do some work, and there it is. Oh my, almost a two-piece for her. That's decent damage. The suck is gonna slow things down. Kath is on a huge flank, but this Killjoy turret, the jig is up. Kath, Sholiana knows everything about it. Leah Panda, she's got to be good for one here at least.
Emily's on the flank as well, but they opt to give it up. So they're back to this retake attempt through market, through the middle of the map. And the thing is, for Dig, they're all holed up in the site, right? They've also got the Cosmic Divide in the hands of Rain. There it is. They're also going to drop the alarm bot. So that's so much info. Of course, it gets cleared up instantly. But that was a huge pick out of Emily. Path drops as well. Showstopper in the hands of Stephanie. It comes out, but you don't need it when you've got paint shells like that. Athena gets cleaned up with 3K for Stephanie, and the Dig train keeps rolling.
Man, the more I watch Stephanie on this raise, the more and more I'm becoming a fan of this player. I think she's getting max damage, max util damage, just every time with those paint shells. Even the boom bot, we saw her placing it, able to space with it and get towards that market area. Just the moves that she's making, the space that she's gaining right now. It's everything for Dignitas, and another preset paint shells for her to just push back off Cat, take over this mid area, find some ground. Ooh, that's huge for TSM.
Well, it's huge. It's also so dang pretty, right? Like, to use the cloud burst to deny information from the recon dart and swing at just the right time to land the shots. Excellent play from Emily. She keeps the op, she keeps control of the middle of the map, and she gives, well, temporarily, she gave numbers advantage over to TSM. Of course, it got traded out, but high impact kill already. Oh, she might get another one.
Oh. Things are so tense. The timing of the smoke is beautiful for Dignitas. Emily just getting isolated out of her angles. And here we go. The hit, it's coming off the back of this run it back. The dark timing, though.
Yeah, but I don't know that they're fully committed to this. All right, now they're going to creep their way in. It was slow. It was a bit delayed. And that honestly gives TSM a bit of time to respond, a bit of time to reposition. You see Emily has to back off. She's now worked her way towards Cat as TSM knows that that's where some aggression's coming from. That's a huge kill. Emily needed to be the nuisance there, not able to do it. There comes the lockdown as well in the hands of Thea. The Lear pops out. Nothing really to clear it out, so that's going to buy a significant amount of time as they drop down. Of course, as I say that, the lockdown drops. Thea in a 1v2. She's got the alarm button. She hears that somebody's right above her. Good for one. And the 1v1! Kath comes up huge for TSM to get them on the board, get the defuse, and bring us to 4-1.
So close. So many things in this round that went right for TSM, but also almost heroic moments coming out from Dig. Thea in an impossible scenario there. The fact that she used her Killjoy ultimate and almost converted this round, and I believe it was a 2 versus 4 post-plant scenario. Whew, things are dicey here. Either way, Dig, they're pretty satisfied with this round. Not only did they almost win it, but they're keeping TSM's money so tight. So even though TSM were able to successfully make that retake happen, they're wondering right now, what the heck do we even do? We're going to have to half armor probably, buy some Bulldogs and Spectres again. So Dig, they're still looking pretty here.
They are. They're sitting very comfortably. You see an op is going to come into the fold as we've got a tech timeout. As soon as we'll get some info, we'll get it over to you and get us back into the action. Meanwhile, TSM is buying up, so you'll see some of their intentions. We mentioned the operator in the hands of Emily, courtesy of her dear friend Kath, and a rifle is now in her hands as well. There is still somewhat enough to go around to get a little bit more bang into Zoe's pocket. But yeah, Potter, I think you're right. Dig are sitting pretty here. They've got good guns, and note the money that's still left in their pockets, right? Thea, Stephanie, and Juliana all have 23 plus to work with here into the next round. So they're good here. Financially, they're in a good spot for the next round. And Juliana's just a couple of points away from having her ultimate. We know how devastating she can be with the Hunter Siri. There's a lot that looks good on the side of Dig here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess the one shining light for TSM is the fact that their Killjoy ultimate is now online as well. So they can change their defenses up a little bit. They can be willing to give up that A main area and start to put more bodies towards mid, maybe more bodies towards B main. The Sova Hunter's Fury is down at the moment, so the A retake, they can feel a little bit more confident in that. So this should set up, well, change some of the setups for TSM moving forward, at least for a couple of rounds.
Now tell me this, Potter, in your opinion, knowing that TSM's in this weird buy where they're bringing in some, right? Like, as I mentioned, they're bringing the op into the fold, but it's still this weird light buy. What, in your opinion, is the green light to go ahead and invest the Killjoy ultimate? Is it a pretty heavy numbers advantage? Is it something that you see as far as like a very good read on the round, or is that something even with those things in mind you would hesitate to invest?
I think you just automatically use it as soon as you come into the round with the intentions of giving up A, so you put the bodies elsewhere, and as long as it's 5v4, 4v4, 3v3, any of these types of scenarios, you'll definitely utilize that ult. You just get so much of that site back, especially towards A. Now B is a lot more tricky. So I think we're probably going to see TSM putting, again, a lot more of their bodies towards B main, especially because I believe 2 of the players right now will have Spectres. So that is a pretty doable fight. It's an okay duel for the Spectre in the B main area. So I think maybe a drone play, something to be able to find a more advantageous duel and put some more bodies into that B main area.
Yeah, I think that I absolutely agree with you. That can certainly turn things. And we saw the last round we just saw, or maybe the previous round, where Emily with the op right across the middle of the map, just excellent work around the dart with the cloud burst to then still land the shot. So maybe that's what it takes, right? Maybe it takes an opening pick across the middle of the map with that operator. I still remember we're on the old patch here, so it's still 5,000 credits. It's not the slightly cheaper version. There's still heavy investment going into that. So if you can somehow make that bad boy sing, if you can get some value out of that investment, then you're right. I think all of a sudden we're talking about, all right, now we've got numbers advantage. Now we have the Killjoy ultimate online. And I think the other thing to keep in mind here is for TSM, for as good as they looked on map 1, it's been Dig's map 2, right? Like top to bottom, they've looked really good. They've kept control. There have been a couple of rounds that have gone TSM's way. The good thing for TSM in this case is that it's still early in the half, right? If they can get a round to go their way that maybe shouldn't go their way, get some momentum back in their favor, I think we can be talking about a completely different map.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially just thinking about how great Dignitas' defenses are on Ascent. TSM are going to want a little bit of that wiggle room, a little bit of room in the score lines at least to be able to work with on the attack. So definitely gaining some momentum back right now is going to be key for TSM here.
And that was something that we touched on yesterday is how important confidence and momentum is in this game, right? Like there are times you're feeling it. And when you're feeling it, you're going to take chows that you maybe normally wouldn't take if you weren't shooting as well or weren't feeling as confident in your play. And oftentimes those are those 50s, those are those ego chows, if you will, that are unexpected, right? And you catch teams off guard. You're able to win these big 1v1s that you wouldn't normally be able to because you wouldn't be taking them to begin with. And that feels like that snowball type mentality. And I think it's even exacerbated on a map like Ascent, which tends to lend itself towards snowbally, like long runoffs of rounds being won in a row. So I think you've got something cooking there where you just get an inch if you're TSM, just enough to tip things back in your favor, and we can easily see them rattle off a lot here. Quick update for you all who are hanging out in the chat or watching at home. There is a mouse that's dead. Not, obviously not an actual mouse. There's a mouse that's dead, a peripheral for Zoe in particular. So they're still working on it. They're getting that thing situated, and then we'll be right back into the action. So with that in mind, Potter, we've talked a bit about TSM. We've talked about how they can, with momentum, get back into this. If you're Dig, in particular, you've had a lot go your way. You've had excellent value and excellent utilization of your utility to provide advantages that wouldn't normally have been there. Is there anything that you're seeing that Dig needs to continue to lean into or avoid as like a potential roadblock, or if you don't address this, TSM can exploit it?
Yeah, to your point, some more, Doug, it's about that confidence. And I know confidence is so vague. It can be put into so many different scenarios, but the kind of confidence I'm talking about is the presence that you have in the server when you have confidence. And when you get that one tap, when you can almost bluff the fact that there's more bodies there with you. There might be some sort of crazy trap set up. There might be a crossfire that you're unawares of. When you're having confidence, your opponents feel that confidence coming from you. So they're a little bit more cautious. They don't want to just take and face you in a 50-50. They're afraid utility is going to come right off the back of that. So that's why confidence is so important, is you don't back down off those choke points. You fight for it. You make them work for it. And if anything, at the very least, you make your opponents expend all their utility to try to fight for it, right? So it's a win-win-win when you're playing with that much confidence. And I think both of these squads in Dig and in TSM are showcasing that right now, but it's very swingy, right? It's kind of back and forth. And although Dignitas right now have the control, we've seen TSM making their comebacks, not only just in this series, but even in their series versus Cloud9 earlier. We talked about how, honestly, it felt like TSM probably should have won that. So that's the confidence that that I'm kind of probably waiting to see coming out from TSM on this map a little bit, maybe in the next couple rounds.
Well, fortunately, folks, without fear of potentially jinxing it, we're not going to have to wait for too much longer. I'm being told that they are ready, so we should be getting back into action here in just a moment. Thank you, production, for bringing us back online. So if you stepped away, right, or, we were gone for a little while, let's take stock once again of what's going on. Rifles, a Spectre in the hands of Athena, an Op in the hands of Emily, and rifles across the board for Dig. No ultimates quite yet online, but they are close. What can TSM cook up. You see for Dig, heavy investment towards B. They're leaning that way very hard. And Emily, oh no! The aggression was there. They had a play that they wanted to push Emily aggressively in to take control of the map, and they got punished.
Emily, she's just not stopping, dude. Thea finds another one as well. That's the B site gone. Dig, they should start funneling in. And Athena, she's got a good timing, a decent flank here. And it's going to be up to her to bring the rest of her TSM teammates in to find the trades. I don't know if the operator there is the right play, though.
But so far, no damage done. Athena was able to pick up the op. They were able to get another kill, and all of a sudden, a round that looked very comfortably in favor of Dig does not look that way. Remember the ultimates that TSM has online. Zoe can drop the Killjoy ultimate, and they're just sitting ducks there, right? Leah Panda's dropped those. Zoe's dropped as well. What a shot from Thea, as Athena's the last one there. Has the Cosmic Divide, but does not have teammates that are alive in this round. A 1v3. The alarm bot gives her away. Thea gets to 3. And Dig get to 5. Now, Potter, we talked about confidence. We talked about playing with a little bit of swagger. That's what TSM was trying to do at the beginning of that round.
It was, but man, Emily, she's walking with that swagger a little bit more, man. Just beaming it out of those mid smokes with the curveball, and even the way they played this post plant, right? Just waiting off the back of Sholiana. Again, Dignitas are very aware of what their win conditions are. That's a paper thin wall there. They understood that Killjoy ult would probably be coming into play, and just spamming through those walls there. And again, Dignitas right here off the back, they're slowing things down. So the change of pace is here coming out from Dig. It's very thoughtful.
It is. And for TSM, once again, the timing not great for Athena as she tries to go into her astral form, make something happen with her util. Nothing doing. Same level of aggression from Emily. Dashes into her Cloudburst to take away Tile's presence, but an excellent crossfire setup from Dig. Well, it was until Thea retreated as well. So they're actually gonna What? When was the last time you saw a kill with a blast pack?
Oh boy, it's been a while, Doug. It's been a while. I can't lie to you. But you know, perfectly placed from Stephanie, and you can see she's feeling good. Emily started the round so aggressive, the last alive, and she gets taken out by Sholiana as well. And Dignitas flawless, all 5 members standing at the end of this round. And we gotta touch back a little bit more on Athena. You mentioned it, Doug, the timing. It's just not on her side right now. We've been seeing her constantly getting just off the pace by just minutes, seconds, split seconds, in fact. And Stephanie finds another timing on Athena. And although it was just classic, still, it doesn't feel good when you're the player and you're like, no, I didn't even get to play the round. I didn't even get to shoot my gun. So definitely, hopefully for Athena, things turn around here soon.
Unlucky, really, as the timing doesn't go their way. Excellent curveball. The Lear was a great counter as well, and we saw Cat take that space away, get all the way across, and then peel right back. But think about all of the utility that was invested in that like pocket of 10 seconds.
Yeah, everyone just throwing everything against the wall there, trying to win out that B main fight. I'll say though, TSM are the winners of that one. Zoe, we mentioned it before, that Killjoy ultimate is in play, and TSM are completely okay with giving up the A site here.
There's no follow, right? Think about how much space Stephanie just took with the showstopper. The spike is still on A long. Rain is still back there as well. Now they're going to get onto the site to secure things are there, but now you've got a chance to counter something. No. The lockdown's going to come out. Sholiana is going to use the Hunter's Fury to counter that as well, so a couple of ultimates traded. And the spike has gone down. Now it's going to be on TSM to try to take this back. Emily's on an excellent flank, but you see Thea's wise to it. As Kath gets one onto Steph. TSM are doing this thing. Athena's gotten to get onto the site. They have full site control. The remaining members of Dig are all on long. The lockdown's been used as well to try to equalize things, but Kath going heroic. Kath good for 4. They steal the round away from Dig.
Wow. Beautiful stuff for TSM, and I got worried there that the timing of the Killjoy ult was a little bit early. Generally you want to timing the Killjoy ult because you know the Hunter Fury is going to come into play. So that's when the retake should come through, because that player that's utilizing the Hunter's Fury can't use their gun, can't shoot. So that's when the retake should come through. But you saw MLE, she was top mid, the flank was in play. The timing was a little bit off, but at least the shots for Kath, they were not off. The four piece was beautiful for TSM.
Often feast or famine with Reyna, and for Cass, she just had a whole freaking meal off of Dig. They're going to use the Blade Storm as well in the hands of Emily. 3 ultimates online here. No gun in the hands of Emily, but it may not matter. She goes up off the top ropes and lands the kill onto Sholiana. Excellent play from Emily. Good counter, though. Good counter. Emily with the run it back, gets the curveball into Athena's face and gets the kill.
Kath, once again, on her lurk shenanigans.
Gosh.
She's good for 2.
Talk about reading it like a book, right? Like she knew exactly where Emily is going to be showing up. Back off the run it back. She was able to get the second one as well. Both teams here just trading blows at the beginning of this round. Finally, things slow down. As I say that, of course, Rain is full thundering onto the site like a Clydesdale. No denying where that information is coming from. And because of that, it was because of that Leah's able to use the Hunter's Fury, deny the plant, and they're able to get the kill. Now, Stephanie has to go in aggressive. She's got to get the spike in this 1v2. This is a big moment for Stephanie. Shock Dart comes out. She does not have a Roomba. She does not have a grenade. She had that blast pack, but now her position's been given away. Wisely not popping into hell, understanding that's a penetrable wall, but Leah Panda gets the kills onto her anyway. Gets a shot, Zoe gets the defuse. And it's starting to turn. It's slow, it's steady, but it's sure. TSM are getting back in this thing.
Getting tagged by the drone there is just, it's so tough. It's just so tough. And kudos to Leah Panda because, you know, tagging someone with the drone, you're not going to get a lot of love for it all the time, but Leah Panda has been tagging every time, actually. She utilizes that drone, so like good stuff coming out for TSM. Again, making this retake work out. And this is it. They're starting to swing back here, Doug.
Emily once again with the yacht blocking down the middle of the map. They also have the alarm bot from Zoe at her feet. Same play, exact same play. Nothing doing quite yet. Emily's still holding things down, understanding there may be some presence out from Tiles, is going to back up, live to fight another day.
And Emily is repositioning here. Athena, ooh, this cat lurk. The timing of this is going to be everything.
So they've cleared out the alarm bot. They have no idea of how many are in mid. Rain read it out. She sniffed it out, was able to take care of it. And now look at Dig. They're going to pull off, actually. It looks like they're going to rotate out back towards Zoe, or at least towards the middle of the map, and then decide where they want to go. Zoe's running for the fences to try to stay alive. There's a ton of util all over A.
Yeah, those mollies should come into play, slow things down, buy Zoe some time. And as I say that, though, they're already in the site. Zoe goes down. The spike will also get planted. And Thea is in a prime position. Whoa, her going down. This makes things very doable for TSM.
See, Sholiana has backed off. She's going to be playing A long. Make sure there's nobody on the flank as Emily slowly creeps forward. She's got that op. She's got a shot into the back of Emily to give them the numbers advantage. Rain from down in hell, good for one. The second one as well, as the Grim Reaper looking to finish off the round. Rain with 19 health. Emily finishes it off. Good for one, trying to get the second. No, it's Sholiana who comes up with the late heroics for Dig to get him the round win.
I would have freaked out, Doug. I would have freaked out if she hit that flick. That was so close. A part of me wishes that she actually hit that because that would have been an insane clip. But man, Dignitas doing a decent job in the mid round. Thea was in a tough spot, right? She wanted to hold down that mid from that Sabrosa position, but she's in the best spot in this post-plant scenario. It was very crucial for her to stay alive there, or at least survive for a few more seconds. But the fact that Kath got that frag so easy made things very doable for TSM, and they were good for it. Emily now, because mid hasn't been too successful for her for the last couple rounds, brings her operator towards A main, and that's a beautiful find.
Sniper mentality, get a pick, relocate. Stephanie almost spotting Emily. Emily just going back for more. She wants seconds, but Stephanie is backed off. She's going to pick up the orb, one spot away from getting the showstopper online. The suck not going to cause any problems this time around.
Thea's being very patient towards this B area. And right now, TSM aren't really contesting it either.
Well, especially with Leah Panda being the one over there, all she has is a sheriff. So you really don't want to fight that, right? Like, you almost want to give that up and know that you still have at least another body to, well, disregard all of that. All right, Calf is going to get pushed back. Yep, excellent util indeed. As Stephanie uses the showstopper to get to the back of the site, they should get the spike down with relative ease.
Yeah, that's the site gone, and I don't like that. Well, okay, we do have Sholiana and B main. That's going to be everything for Dig here. And the Molotov set down at stairs. Ooh, this is going to be tough for TSM. The Astro Wall should come into play to initiate things off, but Athena gets picked off before she even puts down any util.
They have to deal with Sholiana somehow. They can't ignore her. And there it is. Zoe goes in aggressive to get the kill. Kath got one onto Emily as well on the site. She's going to get the defuse. Or at least actually probably give it up to Zoe so she can get one step closer to having that ultimate online. Kath already has the Empress. TSM, we mentioned it a couple of rounds ago. We're feeling this shift in momentum, right? They're starting to get the wheels rolling. They're starting to get something going, and they're looking good to potentially give it, what was it, a 4-1 start? For them to finish 7-5 potentially, that's a big win.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was 4-1, and absolutely. And you know, a 4-8 versus a 5-7 just feels different. I know it's just one round, but just mentally, just a doable. That attitude, it shifts, right? So definitely, securing this last round for TSM is gonna mean a lot.
Certainly a difference maker. Look at how aggressively TSM's playing in B main. Look at how much space they're already taking away. They're looking to, they're going to get the ult orb in the hands of Zoe, and they get the kill onto Emily. That should, Zoe, I presume, was going to back up to get that ult orb, but perhaps not. But she is 1 point away from getting that lockdown online, but opting to play safe here. The Cosmic Divide's going to come out towards A. Looks like Dig wants to hit that way, but Potter, they don't have tree control. Stephanie, this is going to be a very labored attempt to hold this if they can.
Yeah, I wish Dig gave the spike over to Thea so she could have planted. The lockdown could have come into play this round. Unfortunately, that is not the case. It's a 3 versus 5 post-plant scenario, and you're right. This is tough. At least there's some Killjoy util on the spike itself that should buy some time, but Sholiana's got to be a hero here, Doug.
Oh, gosh. She's going to have to indeed. The Cosmic Divide is denying any entry onto the site, so they're going to have to push in through that to make something happen. As it's just down on Thea and on Rain. Thea trying to peek through. She's going to drop as well. Rain, the last one, trying to make her way through the army of TSM that stood. And not even close. Not even close.
Easy.
Switching sides.
But yeah, in all seriousness, there we go. TSM, they make it work. It was looking a little bit grim. Dignitas, Emily started to heat up with over-beaming with confidence, and that can be a scary situation. But at least TSM are able to stop the bleed a little bit, and you know, all of a sudden they win pistol, and things are looking up and up here for TSM.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's the difference. You were talking about a 7-5 versus an 8-4 earlier. That's the difference, right? Is the pistol. If you're at a 7-5, you win the pistol. Realistically, you're talking 7-7. You're right back into this thing. If you're 8-4 and you win the pistol, you're closer, but the gap is still pretty considerable. So you're absolutely right. The 7-5 is a huge difference. But now for TSM, they got to this point. They got to an advantageous situation where they can win the pistol and tie us up. They still have to execute on that. And look at the aggression from Dig. Oh, look at the aggression from Dig. It doesn't pay off. Athena good for 2.
Beautiful trades, beautiful crossfires for TSM. They were absolutely ready for that. And Kat just being a nuisance towards this mid. And even though she doesn't get the frag, that right there is enough. The pressure. A is completely open. Rain's going sniffing for more. That's huge. Kat does go down, but at least TSM should get the spike down here.
Yeah. And they push into the aggression that Dig showed early on, and that's what allows them that sight to potentially get the spike down, but it's been delayed. Again, Athena is able to get it down. The gravity well keeps her at bay for just a little bit. Oh, Leah Panda with it. Oh, no! She had utility out, but the Ghost is still able to clean things up. Dea trades one back. Athena, what do you got?
This is tense.
1v2. Has to go in aggressively towards one. Lands it! Oh, tries to swing, land the shots onto Thea, but no, the Ghost is everything that she needed in that moment. She's going to get the defuse. TSM's not able to win the pistol. Dig should be sitting pretty here.
Oh, man. That's just how fast things can just switch just in an instant. Kath just getting completely caught off guard there. Rain with the perfect proactive re-aggression. Her teammate went down. At least the idea of it went down in mid. Kath got that contact, and Rain just finding the timing perfectly to come out to equalize things. And yeah, TSM are not able to convert that pistol. And they are choosing to kind of half buy into this one here. At least the sheriffs are coming into play.
Yeah, I do like this from TSM, not feeling like they have to fully risk it all. In the sense that, consider this. If they force here, right, and they lose it, they're down for the next 2 rounds. All of a sudden, you're talking 11-5, and Dig is, I mean, they're riding that train all the way. But because they understand that there's still some time to make things out, yeah, you may not win this pistol, but from a financial perspective, you're setting yourself up for the future.
Absolutely. Looks like TSM just took care of the alarm bot that was placed down in middle. And a regroup probably towards tree? No, it looks like they will come back towards this market area.
Taken out of charges.
Sholiana good for one. Rain is as well. Sholiana wants more. Ooh, that classic messing her up there. And then Leah Panda's Ghost cleaned things up, but Emily saves the day yet again. The flank was there from the Spectre in her hands. And again, this is the impact of winning the pistol, right? She was able to get one, their Dig is able to get the pistol. They get the second as well. And now they're sitting on a cozy 4-round lead.
You know what? Sholiana is just a great teammate. She just wanted to give those free eco kills over to Emily. She knows that the run it back is going to be crucial in setting up those pre-takes into the sites here, specifically for Ascent. It's so great. So we'll let that one slide a little bit. Great frags for Emily. And TSM, it seems like they're going to start off with a slow default. Zoe setting up a bit of a trap, waiting for a dart.
It looks like they're trying to work the middle of the map again. The Lear's there, but the alarm bot should go off here in just a moment. And if not that, all right, so it did get cleared out. Sholiana's also going to get some info with the drone. Spots at least one, but no knowledge that Kath is on the other side.
TSM, they did get what they were looking for, though. They got rid of the alarm bot, so they can continue on with their default here. But, man, they've got to do something about this Killjoy util at B. A double pump, something.
I just don't know. I mean, they hear it, so they hear the nanoswarm there. They understand that there's something on the other side. There it is, and Kath just like full walks right through it, tanks it. It's down to 27 health. A kill might flip things, but they has already dropped. They should have full access onto the site. Now it's going to be a retake in the hands of Dig. They've got defenders control, spawn control. They have middle of the map control as well. But note the Astra Star just outside of Market. Kath already good for one as well. The damage, man. The damage out of the paint shells in conjunction with the nanoswarm that messed her up just a couple of moments ago makes that so difficult. I think Dig is sitting in a great spot here, but you've got to deal with Athena. You've got to deal with this. You've got to deal with this, and this is why, if left unchecked, just like this, she's blasting through the smoke. Good for one as well. My gosh, it was a firing squad. Open season on members of Dig as TSM take the round.
Great post plant coming through for TSM there. I can't believe that they were able to get into the site with that much utility set up there, but Kath taking one for the team. taking a lot of damage and then even dying to the paint shells. And
She took more than one for the team. She might have taken two for the team.
She absolutely did. Leah Panda coming up huge there in the post plan. We got the Hunter's Fury online here for her as well. And look at Dignitas's money, Doug. They've used every single dollar they have pretty much coming into this round, and this is going to be such a huge swing round. Oh,
What?
Okay.
That was like a magnet. That was
Kat is
nuts.
feeling
What a
herself.
shot from Kat.
She's feeling herself.
My goodness, she's on one. So, okay, so let's slow things down. So now they have middle of map control. They still haven't gotten through Arch, though. So the Nano Swarm is still there. The Alarm Bot is still there. So from that, Dig understand they have not taken that area of the map. They're comfortable there. And Thea can play from a bit off, understanding that there's no presence coming that way. The longer the round goes on, the more they realize that a hit has to be toward Day.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of pings coming out onto the site here. And that regroup is happening. This is perfect. Dig. They've just pulled Sholiana back towards the B. Only one defender in the site. Rain. It's going to be all up to her. Just a Spectre to her name. And she goes down. Just like that. The trade's coming in thick and fast here for TSM. And Sholiana, she finds one, but at this point, she's already thinking of probably just maybe doing some damage, maybe collecting one more ult orb for herself. But as long as TSM don't make some huge, devastating mistake, this should be their round.
Well, she got one. And oddly enough, it was on the member of TSM who was the weakest. I think Emily had maybe 20 health to her name at that point. So the one stray Vandal bullet manages to get her the kill. But yeah, that was just that's a brutal spot to be in there.
Oh, and probably attack coming out from Dignitas here. They are broke. It is no joke.
Yep.
They really got to be thinking of what's going wrong here. And to be honest, I mean, Kath getting that kill at Cat, you can't really prepare for that. So it's just kind of unlucky that Dig, the round fell apart off the back of that. But right now, you know, Dig, they're doing a decent job at responding to the mid. The Cat aggression is coming out because Kath is able to break that alarm bot so easily. But I think maybe just fight it this time.
Yeah, something's got to change, right? Like the control, as you were saying, that they initially had around the middle of the map has just been so easily negated. And the funny thing is, it could even be easier, right? Like they know where that alarm bot is. Leah Panda could be dropping a shock dart there to clear it out, but they haven't gone that way, as we're just 15 seconds from kicking the round off. We'll see as far as setup goes, how TSM are looking. A little bit more presence towards B. And from Dig, it does not look like it's just going to be a heavy bunch, like a heavy gamble one way or the other, knowing that they have pistols. Oftentimes you'll see teams do that, but this looks like, at least for now, it's just another round, just like any other one for Dig.
Yeah, except a bit of a mid pounce. I like the smokes coming out from Rain. A flashbang and a dart is going to be timed, and here it is, a pounce, but Kat finds another kill off that Cat. That angle, it's just her bread and butter right now. She's one-tapping. There's her second. Just regenning her health right now. The nuisance that is Reyna is coming into full effect here, and there it is. Flawless. Some damage came out across the board, but TSM, they were completely ready for that pounce.
They were indeed a secret lab flawless coming through, and now TSM one round away from tying this bad boy up. If you're Dig, we talked about how the previous round they were, I mean, absolutely broken. They should be in a better spot here, and yeah, they are. I think the other thing to keep in mind here, Potter, is they do have three notable ultimates and 1 point away from having the lockdown and the Cosmic Divide online. So they've got something cooking. TSM does as well. This round is going to be a banger.
Absolutely, and this B halls, this B tunnel area will be a huge point of contention.
Oh boy.
For sure. Oh, Emily. This has been Kath and Emily just bash sistering it up rather, towards this mid area.
Yeah, but it's a fake. It's just to draw attention, right? Because the spike was never along the middle of the map. There was never intentions to go that way. They wanted to go away. They wanted to pull the rotations off of the site and then have Leah Panda rotate over. Oh, but Thea's great on the read. She's able to get one. Athena trades out Rain. Thea looking for more. Cat's in a great spot. We talked about how she's feeling it so far. Has the Empress in her back pocket. The plan is denied. The Hunter series. Oh, here comes the curveball. Cat, messed up. Oh, Emily's able to clean her up. Zoe's going hunting as well. Not going to get anything. They drew up something aggressive. They drew up something different. And Dig very comfortably handle it to give them a 2-round lead.
Yeah, and the fact that they still have majority of their ultimates online. I think they just used the Showstopper and the Hunter's Fury there. They still got the KJ. They still got the Run It Back. But Emily, the timing here, just unfortunate. I mean, if she broke that glass and made it through just a second earlier, things would have looked very differently. A beautiful flashbang coming through for Emily and a cleanup. That's exactly what Dig needed here.
And they kept the Showstopper. So they still have 4 key ultimates online. Again, TSM does as well. And because they've been able to win the last couple of rounds, they're still able to buy up in full armor, full rifles across the board. This is going to be another good one. Now, much like the previous round, they're exploiting the middle of the map. But this time it's a slightly different look. The spike is cheating towards B. You've also got Zoe taking B main control to creep up. They certainly want to go that way, Potter.
Oh man, Stephanie, she shines in these moments.
Cat is stuck.
Oh,
how is she still alive?
That's some great help coming from her teammate there.
Stephanie in logs. She's going to get cleaned up. She was in a great spot. Choliana's going to get mowed over as well. His kills are just traded back and forth. And look at the nuisance that Athena is here. She's made her way all the way back into A. Because of that, Thea has to respect that. They don't know. Now they're going to be able to rotate over because they see the spike is down. And again, Kath is somehow still alive in a brutal spot. She's going to get traded out. Athena's left alone. Now, this is winnable, right? Thea's only got 11 health, but she just doesn't have the spike.
30 seconds left.
Double mollies. That's the one orb that Athena had left to her disposal. She knows where the one player is. Doesn't expect to double up back sight. She has to go to B here, Doug. There's no time left on the clock. That should be the tell for her that both players are back sight. She saw Phoenix and now she saw the turret.
Drops down. Sound cues there. Time was running out. An excellent setup from Thea and from Emily to secure them the round. 11-8 in favor of Dig. And that round, I mean, with the ultimates that they had, with the rifles and the armor that they both had, that was exactly what we expected to see, right? It was hot, it was heavy, it was right off the bat, and it went down to like nanoseconds at the end.
Yeah, definitely. And oh man, you know, TSM, they were on an upward trajectory in the second half, but they got to do something about these ults that Dig are holding on to. They got to make these ladies use something into this round at least to make the rest of this half seem doable at least.
Quiet, slow and steady few moments. A stark difference from what we saw in the previous round, where now TSM on the attack are playing this far more quietly, far more carefully. And even with that, it may be quiet and it may be careful, but they're taking space away. Look at how Athena's already posted up into wine, so they're going to have a long control. And they haven't showed a ton to suggest that that's where the hit's going to be. That's why you still got Stephanie and you've got Choliana towards B.
And this time around, no lurks. No funky business coming in for TSM. It's just Choliana holding the top mid, but all 4 members, really all 5, are going to be focusing towards this A. And here comes the hit.
That should be all the info that Dig needs to rotate over. The door's going to come down. TSM have gotten onto the site. They're going to get the spike down. An alarm bot at the door to make sure there's nothing coming through. Also, keep an eye on Leah Panda. She's in a great spot to deny any sort of flank. But you saw from TSM, they showed mid and then they backed off. They were just making sure nobody was playing on them on the flank. Now, there is a Cosmic Divide and the lockdown as well, along with the Hunter Fury. Stephanie, finally, all of the ultimates are coming out. So far, nothing doing quite yet. The lockdown's going to drop. The showstopper didn't connect onto anything as the kill feed bleeds as Athena gets 3. Leah Panda in a 1v2. Good for 1. And she's got util. Juliana on the defuse. Oh my gosh, she might stick it. Oh my gosh, she's going to stick it. She's behind the generator. No freaking way. Like a thief. She just robs them. Like a thief in the night takes the round away from TSM.
Oh man, the cojones to stick that right then. Oh, that's so unfortunate because I've been talking about Leah Panda and her drone all day long and how impactful it's been. Right then, as soon as the tap comes through, I think Leah Panda was afraid that she was going to be really close up to her, so she didn't want to use the drone. But when that tap comes through, I think she could have cleared that angle with the drone and saw that she was stuck or sticking it, and made those shock darts work a little bit more in her favor. But golly, that was so close. Dig, closing it out. Ooh, this is sneaky.
Yep, very sneaky. They managed to get past the alarm bot without giving any information up. So Cat has gone in pretty aggressively, and Emily, even with that in mind, snips it out, cleans things up. One of the star duelists on the side of TSM out for what could potentially be the last round of the map.
Yeah, all TSM have to work with is the Astral Wall and the knives, but we haven't seen the knives have that much impact on ASCENT thus far. And here comes the hit. It's coming through. This dart is going to be everything. Someone's got to hit that dart. There it is.
Stephanie's got to go big. She's alone, and it's a defense of the Alamo, baby. She's already gotten 2 by herself, and she's continuing to look for more. Not able to line up the third as Zoe cleans her up. But the TSM have gotten onto the site, and they're pulling in. We've talked about this, right? The retake coming in from different angles. They've got mid, they've got attacker side, and defender side. And they've got the Cosmic Divide to pin them back. The one thing is that Zoe is a little bit further up. The lockdown ticking away. Looks like it's going to go off, so it's going to buy them a little bit of time. But now, here comes the attempt at a retake. Zoe, good for 1. Thea trades it out. Athena drops as well. Dig, they force map 3, and what a heck of a performance it was indeed.
Nice answer back coming out from Dignitas here. And you know, Doug, we talked about it in the pre-show before the match went live, is that Dig, they should look a lot more comfortable. And I gotta say, they look really comfortable on this map. I mean, Stephanie absolutely coming online, and I feel like Ray's it's just natural for her. She's so aggressive. She knows exactly when to use that utility when she needs to, and that was beautiful coming out from Dig here.
I mean, she got a blast pack kill, right? Like, it was an excellent performance, and I think if there's one moment that we can point to that I'm sure we'll talk about on the other side of the break, you have to remember there was a break, a pause that Dig called, and that felt like that's when it shifted. That's when everything turned their way. Who knows what was happening in the comms, what Emily was saying to the team, what XP3 was saying in there as well. Like, but that felt like the turning point where everything shifted. Folks, we're going to cut to a quick break. When we return, we're going to break down more of this map and get you all hot and bothered for map 3. Don't go anywhere.
We stand here in defiance. We the makers, we the groundbreakers. We defy what logic says we should look like, sound like, be like. Because to create the future, we must defy the logic of the past. We must defy logic.